Hi everyone, my name is Jin Wen. In this video, we'll examine a cybersecurity wake-up call faced by MedixSys solutions. We'll take a deep dive into the importance of robust cybersecurity, reveal how a single gap led to a major breach, and explore the consequences, along with the critical protection measures that should be taken to avoid the same issue from happening in the future. MedixSys Solutions is a leading application service provider, ASP, headquartered in Singapore, serving over 40 private clinics and specialty hospitals across Southeast Asia. MedixSys, their flagship platform, is a cloud-based electronic health record system that helps healthcare providers securely manage patient records, automate appointment scheduling and billing, access real-time patient data from any authorized device, and digitally prepare prescriptions and lab requests. In February 2025, MedixSys Solutions faced its greatest challenge to date. A zero-day cyber attack exploited a vulnerability in an outdated third-party plugin used in MedixSys' application firewall, leading to a major cybersecurity breach in which attackers gained administrative access and extracted encrypted data from the company's cloud database. Due to poor key management, over 55,000 patient records were exposed. The breach lasted 9 days without notice by anyone, and the attackers demanded ransom in Bitcoin after leaking sample data on the dark web. In a SaaS environment, security is not optional, it's foundational. A single weakness in the security system can compromise not only the company's own systems, but also the privacy, trust, and operations of every client it serves. This incident highlights that in the cloud, robust governance, timely patching, and proper data protection are necessities for a cybersecurity system. It's important to understand what ASP and SaaS are, so later we could have a better understanding of the MedixSys incident. ASP and SaaS are both models for delivering software over a network. While they share similarities, they have distinct differences in their architecture and business model. SaaS is often seen as a modern evolution of the ASP model. An ASP is a third-party company that hosts and manages software applications and makes them available to customers over a network, usually the internet. Here are some key features of ASP. First is centralized hosting. The software is installed and managed on the provider's servers, where the customers can rent access to applications from the ASP. Second, remote access is another key feature of ASP, where the customers can access applications through the internet or a private network, instead of installing the software on their own computers or servers. Next, the subscription model. It means that customers typically pay a recurring fee, either monthly or yearly, instead of buying a license. For maintenance, ASP provides technical support such as handling updates and backup procedures. This concept evolved into what we now call software as a service, or SaaS. SaaS is a cloud-based software delivery model where an application is centrally hosted on a subscription basis to many customers, who access it through a web browser. The provider manages everything, including the application, data, middleware, operating system, servers, storage, etc. Some of the modern and well-known web-based applications that are SaaS products are Google Workspace and Microsoft 365. The benefits of SaaS are significant. It reduces upfront costs, since no licenses or expensive hardware are required. SaaS also allows for automatic updates and patches to keep the system current. It also has higher scalability and allows for efficient resource allocation to a large number of customers, which enables customers to easily add users or expand functionality. Accessibility is another key benefit of SaaS, as it enables secure access anytime, anywhere from any authorized device. For MedixSys Solutions, this delivery model is applied to healthcare through its flagship product, MedixSys, a cloud-based electronic health records platform. As an ASP delivering SaaS, MedixSys Solutions is responsible for safeguarding the highly sensitive medical data of its clients across multiple regions. In healthcare, the platform is not just about convenience, it directly supports patient care, billing, prescriptions, and medical history management. This means that both the service and its security are very important. In the healthcare industry, many SMEs lack the in-house IT expertise and infrastructure to build or maintain complex systems. They need reliable ASPs to deliver SaaS solutions. Reliable, ensuring systems are up-to-date and available whenever needed. Secure, protecting sensitive business data and patient medical data from breaches. Scalable allows the business to grow and expand. Reduces costs. A quality software can minimize errors and lowers maintenance expenses due to its reliability. Unfortunately, from the MedixSys incident, we know that a single security weakness in its delivery chain could trigger a crisis, affecting its operations and the trust of every healthcare provider it serves. The MedixSys incident shows the threats and risks faced by SaaS providers. Especially in the healthcare industry, the data sensitivity is high and the operations are linked to software availability. The primary threat in this case was a data breach. What is data breach? Data breach, also known as data leakage, is a security incident in which unauthorized parties access the sensitive data through exploiting the software vulnerabilities. MedixSys suffers a major cybersecurity breach due to an outdated third-party plugin used in their web application firewall. There are also other common cybersecurity threats that SaaS providers might encounter. Phishing, a well-known security threat that many people are aware of, yet many still fall into the trap. Phishing attacks are usually in the form of sending emails or text messages that are masquerade as a legitimate brand like banks. There are also deceptive websites or software applications where users might get tricked into entering their sensitive information. Ransomware is a type of attack where the attackers encrypt critical data and demand ransom in exchange for a decryption key. The process begins after the user installed the ransomware, which then encrypts the files or data and displays a ransom demand note. Another example of security threats is insider threats, where the employees who have access to the sensitive data perform an accidental or intentional action that causes a cybersecurity breach. It can involve misuse of access, data theft, and sabotage. Denial of service attacks, DOS, is a security threat where a DOS overwhelms the servers with traffic until the platform is unavailable to its users. Even though only one of these threats was materialized at MedixSys, it exposed vulnerabilities that could affect the platform and its users. Attackers would look for SaaS platforms, like Medilink, as their target due to the large volumes of sensitive client data it holds. MedixSys breach exposed critical vulnerabilities. First, poor patch management created a gap. Even after the vendor alerts, the known vulnerabilities in the outdated third-party plugins went unpatched for 5 months. Second, improper key management. The encryption keys are stored at the same server, without a key vault or separation of duties, which drastically reduces the effectiveness of encryption. Third, no security information and event management, SIEM, or intrusion detection. Lacking real-time monitoring tools, the breach went undetected for 9 days. Fourth, weak security governance. MedixSys lacked both a formal Security Operations Center, SOC, and a Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, leaving the cybersecurity unsupervised. Finally, unclear responsibilities in Service Level Agreement, SLA. It did not specify incident response time, data breach notification timelines, or liability clauses, leaving clients vulnerable to data breach. These weaknesses turned one vulnerability into a whole data breach, and it highlighted the importance of a strong platform security. For MedixSys clients, the risks were severe. A privacy breach exposed sensitive patient records. This led to a loss of trust, damaging reputations and patient confidence. Healthcare providers also faced regulatory penalties under Malaysia's PDPA. And when systems went down, clinics struggled with business continuity, forced back to slow, manual record-keeping. For MedixSys, the risks were equally severe. Reputation damage. News reports of this data breach incident had labeled the company as unsafe. Loss of trust. Once clients' data has been compromised, it is difficult to rebuild the trust. Financial penalties. The company was fined Rm 1.5 million for major data breach, which is a clear legal violation. Operational disruption. 5 major clinic groups paused or canceled their subscriptions. This analysis shows that security failures from providers can directly affect the client operations. The MedixSys breach shows that strong security policies are critical in a SaaS environment. Security policies are the fundamentals of a cybersecurity program. They establish processes, rules, and responsibilities that provide guidance for system and data protection. First, they set a framework, turning security goals into clear rules everyone can follow. Second, they ensure compliance, meeting strict regulations like PDPA for healthcare data. And third, they set clear expectations, guiding user behavior and reducing the risks of breaches caused by human error. At MedixSys, many of the vulnerabilities could have been avoided with clear security policies. Patch management keeps systems updated, closing exploitable gaps. Key management stores encryption keys securely, separate from the data. Access controls ensure only the right people see the right information. Incident response policies guide detection and recovery, reducing damage. And password protocols enforce strong, updated credentials to block unauthorized access. Together with these security policies, it supports the CIA triad. C. Confidentiality. It protects patient data through access controls and encryption. I. Integrity, which is to ensure the data remain accurate and consistent. Availability, to ensure the authorized users have reliable access to information when needed. Physical security, which is often overlooked in cybersecurity, poses a critical role to protect sensitive data through securing the physical infrastructure where the data is stored, data centers. Here are some examples of the physical security measures that help to strengthen data protection. Access control, implementing systems like biometric scanners, keycard access, PIN codes, and visitor management. Surveillance, security cameras, motion detectors, alarms, and security guards. Biometric authentication. This can be achieved by implementing biometric authentication such as fingerprint, iris scans, or facial recognition. Disaster and theft protection. It includes detailed steps to restore systems and data, such as backup and recovery procedures. Perimeter security. This can include fences, gates, lighting, video surveillance, and alarm systems. Employee training, to educate employees on physical security practices, like not leaving devices unattended or reporting suspicious activities. In the healthcare industry, patient medical records are considered high sensitivity, which require more secure data protection. Encryption. Encryption converts readable data into unreadable text, ensuring that the data remains unreadable until it is decrypted using a proper key. For MedixSys, the patient records were stored in encrypted form, but the encryption keys were stored on the same server with the data, which allows the attackers to retrieve the data, along with the encryption keys needed for decryption. For data protection, here are some of the best practices of key management. Key vaulting. The keys must be stored in a secure vault that is separate from the data. Separation of duties, to ensure no one has access to both data and keys by dividing key tasks among several administrators. Strong algorithms. Use industry-standard encryption methods such as AES-256. Regular key rotation, frequent update and key rotation to minimize risk. The MedixSys data breach incident serves as a powerful reminder that in today's cloud-driven world, cybersecurity is not just a technical requirement, it is also a core necessity for a business. With a single vulnerability, the organization's system and data can be compromised, along with the client's trust and confidence. Through this case, we have seen how weak governance, poor patching, and improper key management led to a breach that affected thousands of patients and clinics. Yet we have also seen how clear security policies, strong physical safeguards, and proper use of encryption can transform vulnerabilities into resilience. Following the principles of CIA triad, and also the continuous improvement of cybersecurity, organizations like MedixSys can ensure data protection and preserve the trust of clients and patients who use their products and services. Thank you for watching.